Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. This is RJ, and we've got ourselves another vidcast tonight. And the band we'll be hanging with is Disgruntled Sherpa Project. Yes, I'm sure, like me, you want to know where that name came from. So we'll find out in just a couple minutes. Don't forget to check out the site because you want to find out what's going on in the Philadelphia area in the music scene here. Yourlocalnote.com is the place to go. All right, we'll be talking with the guys from Disgruntled Sherpa Project in just a few minutes. We've got their album Blessed Geography is what we're going to be talking about. Just was released a couple weeks ago. And we'll start off with a song called Florida from the album Blessed Geography. This is the Disgruntled Sherpa Project on yourlocalnote.com.
Your life.
And the song is called Florida from the band Disgruntled Sherpa Project, and their album is Blessed Geography. Welcome to yourlocalnote.com. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right, real quickly, we'll start. Introduce yourself and what you do with the band.
My name is Joe Boylan, and I play guitar, and I drew the short straw, so I do a lot of the vocals.
Okay.
My name is Reginald DeJesus. I do lead, rhythm guitar, and backup vocals.
I'm John Vasudevan. I play the drums and occasionally the occasional percussion instrument.
Okay.
And I'm Matthew Ryan. I play keyboards, trumpet, and very rarely French horn.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Very rarely.
All right, guys. Let's talk about the first song, Florida. Who wrote it? What is it? What is it about?
I think when everybody hits like rock bottom, they immediately just say, "If I can make it to Florida, everything will be all right." And so, like, it's just this thing I always heard that people just, when they have no other options left, they will just go to Florida. So basically, the song is just about somebody trying to get to Florida because they got such great things down there, like drug trafficking and ground laws and all this other wonderful stuff.
I refer to it as God's waiting room.
Exactly.
Because my parents are down there. They are now. They are now. They're now full time. They were there. They were there. They went the visiting, the tourist. Then they became snowbirds, and now they're full blown Floridians. God's waiting room, I'm telling you. So my wife's family is down there too. So we spend a lot of time down there.
It's a great state. It's wonderful.
It's a great place to visit.
Yeah.
I lived there for 2 years. It's a great place to visit. I lived in the central part of Florida, Ocala, Gainesville area, and that was an interesting experience, especially being from Long Island. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was good trying to work down there, but that wasn't the problem. The issue I had was I missed the change of seasons.
I don't understand how people can live anywhere where they don't have like the 4 seasons. If I am to be sincere, I think that's like the most amazing part about living in the Northeast is like it's cold in the winter. Like I can't imagine it being February and being in shorts. I'd lose my mind.
I'm not sure if that's a justification for having to deal with the winter, though. I mean, we grew up. The two of us grew up in the Midwest, where like winter was like the best 7 months of the year.
Right. It's great.
But at the same time, like it just kept going and going.
Yeah.
So then when you're like, well, I like the 4 seasons, but I like Philly because at least you get your 4 seasons, but like you get a taste of the cold, but then you move along.
Yeah.
Yes. No, and I'm the same way, having lived in New England also. I know Mike grew up there. The winters there, just like the Midwest, just sometimes they start in September and just don't end until May or June.
It's nice getting only one 12-foot snowstorm a year, though.
That's okay, very very cool. All right, let's talk about the name of the band and how the band got together. Disgruntled Sherpa Project. It does stand out.
Yeah.
It does definitely jump out. Joe, I'm getting the impression that you're an original member.
Yeah. I was the only original one here now.
Okay.
Walt's not. Walt is our bass player. He's not here.
Okay.
So introduced him.
Hi, I'm Walt.
He had a T-ball game tonight. So
Well, that's important.
He's not. He was coaching, not playing.
Yeah.
We formed the band back in 2002, and it was me and Walt and 3 other guys. And now it's me and Walt and 3 other guys. And the name, the name basically came along because the guy who we were in the band with wanted to name it Sherpa, but we thought that was too 80s kind of like hair metal band.
Okay.
So it was like, well, we have to put a adjective in front of it to take away that hair metal edge.
And being from Philly, South Philly, disgruntled just seems it must have just rolled right off your tongue.
Yeah, and then it was such a project. We just put project at the end of it, so the Disgruntled Sherpa Project is how we got it.
It definitely stands out.
Yeah. It's embarrassing to tell people the name of the band because it's like, give me a second.
Right.
It's a mouthful, and then you get the why.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think it makes sense.
It sounds like the story should be cooler.
Yeah.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, that is the only time I ever told the truth about why we named that.
The story's changed like 5 times.
I usually ask people to guess why first.
Oh, you do?
Because
Okay.
then I'm hoping they tell a better story to me.
Joe, I want your best lie. when it comes to
the
telling.
best lie was that we told for the longest time. It was actually on our website. Was that we're actually relatives, and we're all descended from these guys
Who are Sherpers?
Yes.
Nice.
Himalayas.
Nice.
Who formed a band, came to America, became American citizens, refused to fight in World War II, so they. Were known
Okay, I
as
didn't think it was going to be that long.
Exactly.
No.
Go on.
But yeah, so I could
Then what
swing
happened?
it. But,
Wow.
So that's the longest, most convoluted line.
I would stick with that one.
Yeah.
That's better than the real story. But no, that's
It's a very
cool.
dull story. It's the original one, the true one.
All right, let's go back to the song "Florida." Now, you wrote this song.
I wrote the lyrics. The band writes all the music.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get at. The songwriting process is collaborative as far as the music is concerned. Lyrically, though, you tend to write more of the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, anyone else is more than welcome. I'm begging them to do it. So.
It's been more by default.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
He sucks the least at writing lyrics.
He
Yeah.
sucks the least. That's
bringing endorsement.
it really is. Okay, why do you write? I suck the least. All right, very nice. So when it does come, when you are into writing lyrics, I mean, is this? Was this a personal? This Florida was sort of a personal experience.
I actually have a story about this one. When I first joined the band, I was listening to. When we recorded, this was probably the first time I actually heard all the lyrics in full, which is a little bit embarrassing, but also kind of true. And after I think our first recording session, I came up to Joe and I was like, Joe, these songs are kind of sad and a little depressing. Like, what happened to you when you were growing up? And he's like, I had a great childhood.
That was fantastic.
Okay.
So I try to keep any personal stuff out of it.
Really, you tell stories.
Yeah, I don't want to be autobiographical.
But it was autobiographical. Yeah, no, I mean, some people we've got, some singers will be like, I can't sing it if I haven't lived it, type of stuff. And then there are storytellers, and you seem to fit into the storyteller
I'm
group.
much more comfortable with fiction.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, your fiction with how
Plus the name of the band.
yeah.
And it goes on and on.
I was going
yeah.
to say the story's about the name. That was creative. I can see why you should stick to fiction. I think that's much cooler that way.
I'm a big fan of Miami Vice too, so there's some Miami Vice references in there.
Okay.
You know, I'll leave that to you to pick up.
Okay. I think that might have been information he shouldn't have shared. No, I'm kidding.
Don't want to make it too easy for the listener.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, that's good. So then, as far as music is concerned, so a lot of the music is done first, and then the lyrics come, or is it vice versa?
It depends on the song, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that, a lot of times Joe will come up with the lyrics, and whether it's Joe or someone else in the band will come up sort of the initial riff, like that kind of,
Okay.
just this is a cool little.
So it's not like you
progression or
have
something
some
like that.
you have some songs that are just sitting there without any lyrics.
No.
Okay.
Right. So it's just kind of, like this is a cool lyric. Here's a cool set of, lyrics. And here's a cool riff.
Yeah,
and
no,
then-
Okay.
no one's coming into band practice handing out sheet music.
Sheet music.
Right.
Okay.
And I mean, and essentially then we just kind of say, well, this is how, and then this is how I'd like to play with this. Then
Yeah.
this is, then we just kind of play around with that.
So then you all put your pieces together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
does anyone? I mean, with the lyrics, do you ever say, this is the type of song I would like to create around this, or is it just, here's the lyrics, and then it's a free-for-all after that?
It's all kind of organic. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been some occasions, and we'll probably talk about one of them coming up, where we had the music first, like Reg sent me some music, and then I just kind of put lyrics to it.
Okay.
So, I mean,
It does happen?
It does happen. There's no, set rule, this is how we do it. We're very laid back.
But a lot of times it's just, you guys are jamming, and then all of a sudden you just put things, you put it together.
Yeah,
I mean, we've done it everything from we set out to write lyrics and put stuff to it,
Right.
or we were at a practice once and two people were talking about something the other two people were completely bored about, and we came up with a riff and then wrote a song to that.
Okay.
I
The
think
riff came up just to shut them up.
I think my experience has been we started with a set of lyrics or a certain kind of chord progression or something, and then we'll run through the song 4 different times, and probably each time I'm playing a little something different on the drums, you're playing a little something different on the keyboard each time. So I think each of the 4 times we'd practice it, it really sounds like 4 different songs.
But
based
then
on
it
the
comes
initial
together.
concept. And then I think each of us individually decides what we like to play, and then eventually we kind of then fine tune each other's what we like to play. So that way we're all liking the sound we made, and yet we kind of collaboratively,
It's really
fine tune it.
pretty collaborative, the process.
Okay.
From writing to getting to the studio to record it.
Okay.
We'll change 9 different times. We'll put in parts, take out parts, and
Okay.
it's almost like a living thing.
Okay.
By the time it gets to the recording studio.
All right, very good. We're going to go to the second song that we're going to feature here off the album Blessed Geography. And we're going to continue talking about the music writing process and then also get into the producing of the album and how that went. So the second song we're going to play tonight is So Most Likely. We'll play it first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it, okay? We're hanging out with the Sherpa, the Disgruntled Sherpa Project. And, yeah. And we're talking about their album Blessed Geography and the band, and this is yourlocalnote.com.
Good Lord, what have you done? You can't leave that there. Each and every lethal weapon, crafted with tender love and care. I just want you to tell me that you're doing okay. Tell yourself a different story. History started yesterday. It's almost likely I'll see you around. It's almost likely I'll follow you down. I suggest you stop looking. You won't like what you see. So many of these times made a mess out of me. You know they hate the sinner, but they don't mind the sin. Life's only a reaction to everything that has been. It's almost likely I'll see you around. It's almost likely I'll follow you down. The candle on your dresser shows our silhouettes on your wall. I wanna leave you with something, but you can't have it all. So I took the job, and they took my name.
The song is called So Most Likely from the album Blessed Geography, and the band is the Disgruntled Sherpa Project. I'm RJ, this is yourlocalnote.com, and let's get to this song, So Most Likely. Joe,
Yeah.
you wrote the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is this about?
About an Afghanistani gun runner.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of.
Why,
And
why
his
did
love life.
did you and his love life?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a documentary Michael Palin did.
Okay. From Monty Python.
Python did
Yeah.
this travel log
Yeah.
documentary. mercenaries, and he was somewhere in Afghanistan, and in this village in Afghanistan, all they did was make weapons,
Okay.
refurbished weapons, and just to sell them to Al Qaeda probably. But a
Yeah,
lot of,
different tribes. Sure.
Yeah, exactly, all the warlords.
Yeah.
And his one line in it, which the line in the song is something like every lethal weapon handled with tender, loving care.
Right.
He said something kind of like that.
Yeah. Stuck with you.
That was like the jumping off point. So then I just wrote this whole thing about some guy smuggling, doing an awful job.
Right.
He has feelings too. You know? So that's basically what that whole song is about. So it's a country song because when you think country music, you think Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing I think of. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all in a blender.
So you're writing. You just write what you feel.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So there's no rhyme or reason. As soon as you get an idea, you just go with it.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Just follow it along.
All right. And do you guys sometimes question his lyrics? Or it's just like, you know what, he's writing lyrics and I don't want to.
You know, to be honest, in the practice studio, the PA system's not that great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, they
mean,
never sat down and looked at it,
No.
so they don't know most of the time.
Actually, you're right.
And you do most of the lead singing, right? Yeah.
Right, so it's like a state secret. Like, you know, you just get because you don't really until you look at the lyrics. And,
But Reg, you do background vocals, so you have to know some of the lyrics.
so you know that's part of the story.
Some.
yeah.
This song in particular is funny because I sent him this lick I wrote on an acoustic guitar.
Right.
Really sad, soulful, one that had that peaceful, easy, open.
Right.
And the song came out, it was great. And then I went onto the Bandcamp website to look at the description of the song, and I'm like, Afghanistani drug runners. And I look at the lyrics.
But you wouldn't know.
Oh my God.
I don't think you.
He really did write about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, we really don't question his lyrics.
No, it's actually what what I really like about being in this band is that I think you go from one song to the next, and after being in the band for several years, I don't even really know how to describe it.
I was going to say, you can't be pigeonholed.
No, I mean, like it goes. I mean, it can be very heavy on one song, then very light. Then it can be a bright sounding song with terribly sad lyrics, or it can be, the other way around. And I just feel like because it jumps so much, it feels fresh to me every time we go from one song to the next.
How do your fans react to some of these songs? Yeah. They don't.
Well, some people when they find out what stuff's about, they're like, huh? And like they didn't.
But mostly they just like the way it sounds
Yeah.
and stuff like
And
that.
like the model, Ray Davies from the Kinks is like, I think he's the greatest writer ever. And a lot of those Kinks songs, you listen to it,
Right.
and they sound really bouncy and happy. Then you hear the lyrics.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
This is so sad. So if anything, yeah, I'm kind of inspired by that. So I guess that.
So-
What I mean?
so-
I like that idea of something sounds really nice, but if you actually listen to it, sometimes it's
So you like the twist to it.
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Your twisted personality. Do you feel
I think I'm pretty level-headed.
okay? And as the band, they're not really backing you up on that
The,
one.
the, the uncomfortable glances to each other. Yeah.
We love Joe.
But
We love Joe.
It's kind of funny that you described your band that way, because just in talking with you, you're all very. I would say I am searching for the right word. You have personality. You're personable. You're not a dour. I guess what's that? Tortured artist.
Yeah.
You guys seem to be having fun doing this. And
I love my dad. I don't really have like hard issues against him or something like that.
Now, if Walt were here,
That's where all the darkness is.
So you're
just the
influenced by
pain
Walt.
and the misery. Yeah.
That's why the bass is so
Yeah.
low in the mix.
all right, let's talk about the album then. Blessed Geography. Where did it get produced?
we recorded and produced it at a place that's 37-second walk from my house.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Is that the reason why you went
The
there?
reason I went there in the first place, yes.
There was like a 10-point manifesto.
yeah,
there was.
Like, and
Yeah.
every other point was, and it's 37
And
seconds.
reminded every time we wanted
Right.
to stop.
37. You timed it out. 37.
I expected
seconds.
more free sandwiches. When
Yeah,
we went to
he
record.
promised
The plan
those.
was I was going to barbecue and bring food. But it didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's called Red Planet Sound in Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been there for years, and this is like the 9th album we've done, and it's the first one we've done there, even though it's 37 seconds from my house. And for whatever reason, it never dawned on me to check this place out.
Did you know it was there the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just never checked it
Well,
out.
we did in 2011, we were all together. John left and went to California.
Okay.
So before he left, we got together and did like a live album kind of deal. It was kind of just for us, but we did it at that studio, and it was just set up, play, keep, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we had a really nice working experience, and it was really close to my house. So we decided that
37 seconds.
when we got that together to do like a proper album, we would do it there.
Okay. I think the next title of your album should be 37 seconds from my house.
Not a bad
37
idea.
seconds from Joe's.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
It gives you an idea of what our email chains are like.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And I don't want to be part of them.
Big waste of time.
You'll be hitting delete a lot.
All right, so you had a good experience. 9 albums. You have produced 9 albums. So you're pretty, this is pretty,
Doing it a long time.
yeah, it's pretty second nature to you then. So no surprise you knew what you wanted to do when you went into the studio.
Yeah, pretty much. And the people who worked there, the guy who worked on it with us, Joe Smiley, is his real name. He was a hell of a guy, and he was a great producer. And he was really good,
He was great.
giving us
Yeah.
like the freedom to do what we wanted, but also kind of like the guidance. And just, I mean, he did a great job. I think.
So you like the guidance that you received from him.
And
Okay.
and the most important thing is we liked him as a person.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, you need a guy
You gotta
who
spend a lot of
kind
time
of
with him.
supports you and can sit back and let you explore the space, so to speak. But
I was going to say,
at the
you
same
guys-
time, but just at the same time, just be like, maybe not
we
that.
did.
You
Try
know,
that one
just gently push you away from.
Does
a
it take you a
disaster,
long time
you
to
know?
get a song together because you change minds a lot?
When it comes to recording, not really. I think
So you're prepared, you know.
I think almost every song on there is either the first or second take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you recorded it as
It-
like a band.
Yeah.
Yes.
No tracks.
I mean, we overdubbed like the solos and
Right.
vocals, obviously. But
Right.
the basic tracks were pretty much done right there.
Yeah, we liked it for their again that organic. Like we feel like we're playing together. We're not. It doesn't feel as stilted. To do
Right,
that.
right.
And well, and also we only had so much of a budget. You
Yeah,
know,
we
so
only
that
had
that also
patience
when you're on the
with
clock,
money.
you know, you better come ready to play.
Yeah.
But that's the opposite of the way you put the song together.
yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we do all that pre-production work when we're just rehearsing.
I got it.
And then when we go into the studio, it's like, okay, this is how it's going to be.
Okay.
You know.
I hope everyone got their sleep and drank their coffee.
All right, very good.
It's a long session.
Let's go to song number 3. Life is Hard. We'll play it, and then we'll come back and talk to you guys about that. We haven't even touched on how you guys got together. We know we want to touch on that, and then we'll talk about where you're playing and where people can find your music. Okay. All right. The song is called "Life Is Hard" from the album Blessed Geography, and the band is Disgruntled Sherpa Project on yourlocalnote.com.
Feels way too cold, and again I was put on hold. So I sin and kill some time, and it's all on the man's time. I think it's all too much, and I think my salary sucks. It might not be enough to buy a bigger truck. I'm so hungry at lunch, thought it might not be enough. Don't wanna cross the street, almost say I got nothing to eat. I'm hungry like no one knows. Another problem comes and goes, just when in my lane close, until it's time to close. I sit here and look outside all day. I live my life beneath the sky, and my life goes and works. I wish I'd be another Thursday. Yeah, here is way too hot. Charlie down for what I've got. Get up before the sun, or else the work is done. I think it's all too much, but I do my best bad. Yeah, it might not be enough to help my mom and dad. Siblings haven't eaten in weeks. The parents have to beg on the streets. The tourists do what they can. That's no life for a man. I'm hungry like no one knows. Another problem comes and goes. Just happy for these clothes. Keep going where the jobs go. I sit here and look The moon slips on its way. Rain soaks the wicked as the just.
And the song is called Life is Hard off the album Blessed Geography. The band is Disgruntled Sherpa Project. This is yourlocalnote.com. And as we were talking before we played this song, the song before, So Most Likely, had a more country feel.
Yep.
And this is way far from a country feel. So do you do that on purpose sometimes? You say, you know what, we did a country song, let's do something else.
Well, when we started doing this, me and Reg actually had a discussion. We said like the model would be like Exile on Main Street. Like Exile on Main Street's a double album, and like each side is its own genre of music.
Got it.
I mean, not we're comparing ourselves to Rolling.
I understand. You're using it as an example to. Yes.
Far inferior work. But it's 13 songs, so I think like the first 3 or 4 are like rock, and then like more of a country feel and a folk feel, and then there's a blues parody, and then there's a song with a ukulele and a French horn.
Okay.
So it's we just try to do like 3 or 4 in this genre, and then
Okay, very good.
So it was a conscious effort.
And Life is Hard, Joe. What is
on the nose.
what?
That title. And Matt wrote most of these lyrics.
Yeah.
I talked to Matt about this.
You're happy about that.
Yeah, good.
He was thrilled.
So you wrote the lyrics for this?
Yeah, I was actually kind of in a bitter mood, and rather than
A bitter mood. Okay.
Yeah, and rather than writing a I don't know, like a sort of like a ballad or something like that, I wrote this song that it's like this juxtaposition between like first world problems, like people complain like, I have to like cross the street to go to get food and stuff like that. And then a very probably poor representation of life in a place that is actually difficult. Like, a remote village in Africa. So I thought it would be fun to put the two sides together and then link it with choruses where they're saying the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
First verse is from the point of view of somebody in America or suburban America.
Right.
Wherever.
Right.
Second verse is somebody.
Like a third world country.
Troubles.
Yeah. Okay. I see. All right. Very cool. Very cool. How did you guys get together? Joe, you're the original founding member. Walt is also a founding member. Then you've got Reg, who's from South Jersey, and I assume has been with you the second longest. And then you got the 2 Midwestern guys. How did this all work out? First with Reg. How did Reg join the band?
Me and Reg were both big Flyers fans.
Oh, okay.
And, we are
shared a lot of pain.
For the Flyer, and then he was playing in a band called Radical Supernatural, and we did a couple shows with them. And then when our lead guitar player at the time, named Dan Perry, who was with us since the beginning, when he quit, it was like just this natural thing of, he loves the Flyers. He's been through it. He knows the pain.
Sure.
So
we bring Robert Ash.
We both hate Robert Ash, so we bring him on. Plus, he's a really good guitar player. And
Right.
And we really liked his band that he played with. So, it was like kind of natural to bring him on.
Okay.
Kind of like perfect timing where my band was kind of going on the downside.
Right.
We weren't really playing shows anymore.
Right.
I was given an opportunity to practice and session with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. And then the other 2 guys?
John, we met on Craigslist.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been relatively new to Philadelphia and wanted to get with a new band, but I just in my immediate circles it just wasn't happening,
Right.
or at least not the way I'd want it to be. So I looked on Craigslist, I brought the drum set up, moved it over here to Philly, and then looked on there. And you go look on Craigslist, a lot of things just look like this is not going to work out, or this is a little too freaky. Or the one guy's like, I'm totally flexible, but I need you to do these 20 things if you're going to join my band. Then I saw the ad for these guys, and they said, whatever they said their musical influences. I'm like, I like those bands, and they said, and we have a show in New York coming up in a couple weeks. And I thought, well, worst case scenario, I get to play a show in New York at the Experience, and then ditch these guys, and then but actually,
coal mining, thanks.
Yeah, well, it turns out they were nice guys, and actually, a little bit later, my wife asked me, she said, shouldn't I have taken down any contact information just in case, this was some elaborate scheme to take you up to New York and dump you in the Hudson River or something like that. Or you
He literally jumped in the back of a van.
Oh, really did.
This was the third night he'd ever seen us. He jumped in the back of a van with us and drove, all naive, with his, I'm all happy to be there.
Yeah.
Did we even have one practice before that?
We practiced twice.
It could have been the classic Midwestern kid comes to the East Coast and just totally
and disappears.
Right,
Never to be heard from again.
But it was good, and honestly, it's not just the musical styles, but as with most bands, I think you have to be friends and you have to enjoy just being with each other,
right,
to get through the process. And so it was a worthy enough thing to stick around, and it's been great since.
And then Matthew is the final piece.
Yeah, we had like I said, John had left and he'd gone to California, so we brought in another drummer. And then we had a guy who auditioned for the drummer thing that we kind of liked, but he wasn't as good as the drummer, so we kept him on. And he was like a bongo player, and then we had a keyboard player. Like the band got really bloated. Like at the time, we had 3 guitar players.
Oh wow!
3 guitar players, a bongo player, a keyboard player. So when that just ended, and then we kind of reformed. Matt was friends with the bongo player, and he had been teaching him keyboards. And I really liked Matt because he'd be at the shows, and I was like, well, if you taught him how to play the keyboard,
yeah,
he could probably play the keyboard. So I like you better. So
okay.
So we had him come in. Plus, he's choose on horn, but he's a great trumpet player. He's a great French horn. So it adds a whole another.
Gives you a lot of options.
I mean, he played the Symphony House in where's that big thing? Sydney.
Okay.
Australia.
Oh, Sydney, Australia. Nice.
Yeah.
Impressive
resume.
He's an actual music.
musician.
Yeah.
He's a musician.
So
Right.
it's been a really great experience to see what that's like.
It's a weird transition having the actor know how to play.
So is this something that you are sort of looking at going, well, this is really relaxed and it's not a lot of pressure, so I can hang with these guys and do whatever I want?
It is. But I didn't know that when I started, because I came from this super regimented, you have to play what's on the page, and oh my goodness, if you go slightly out of tune, we're going to stop, we're going to embarrass you in front of everybody, and then we're going to pick back up. So when I started practicing with everybody, I was like, I have to get everything right. I have to get everything right. And I was
how did you deal with
scared.
this?
If you ever saw the movie Whiplash,
yeah. So you're the opposite of Whiplash.
Well, we broke him down.
Yeah,
we broke
right.
him down,
Yeah.
back up and nurturing.
Yeah. Joe threw a chair at me, and then things got better from there.
Okay.
Right.
I was going to say, what you were just describing and what I see here, that must have. I would love to have seen that.
Yeah, I was just don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was a lot of just, hey, Matt, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
There was a lot of cognitive dissonance because they were so yo, man, this is cool, and I was like, so.
Well, we found our happy medium.
Yeah, we did. We found it.
Very good. Where can people find your music?
Bandcamp. This album is on Bandcamp. You can stream it and you can buy it. It's on iTunes, on Rhapsody. You just search the Disgruntled Sherpa Project.
Okay, the Disgruntled. Okay.
We have a Reverb Nation site, which I don't think we've updated in 7 years, so you can see some of the old stuff.
You can see how far we've come, I guess.
Yes. You can go to our Facebook page, and you can actually see all the different lineups we've had over the.
Okay, very cool.
Little photo gallery there.
Yeah, I think we're on Spotify and Google Play as well.
Google Play. Oh, and the album is available as an actual CD at cdbaby.com. And Mad Platter Records out in Westchester had it for a while.
Okay. All right. Shows. upcoming shows?
We are playing a place called Muggs in Muggs on Main in Doylestown, Pennsylvania on July 18th, I want to say.
Okay.
Then we're playing Pianos in New York City on July 31st.
Nice.
Then we are playing the XO Lounge on South Street here in Philadelphia on
Friday, August 7th. I think.
Friday, August 7th, and then we'll be at the North by New Hope Festival in New Hope, Pennsylvania on August 30th.
Okay.
John and Peters club up there.
Very nice. So a busy summer.
Busy summer, yeah. We're not doing anything between now and July, but once July
Hits.
we'll be busy.
Okay, very cool. All right, and promoting the new album.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's go to the last song, and then we're going to wrap things up. Song is called Yellow Knife. What is that about?
Well, Yellow Knife. Okay, well, this is the situation where it was originally called Failure to Thrive. That was the name of the song.
Failure to Thrive. Okay.
And then,
Another upbeat number.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
it's,
Matt was reading the lyrics, and he said, a good name for this song would be Yellow Knife. And none of us got the joke. And apparently Yellow Knife in the Northwestern Territories in Canada is the suicide capital of the world.
Oh.
So that was Matt's
That's a really bright
geographical
Yeah.
choice.
So I should say, but
Yes.
but it is a good song because it shows a little bit of the nuance of the band.
The
If you
dark-
get past, if you get, if
The
you
dark
like, if
sense
it doesn't
of
make
humor.
you
Yes.
cry,
Yes.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
That's got a very nice trumpet part in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully some tears of joy at the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a nice trumpet part with a sad song.
Yeah.
A depressing song. No, okay. No, you can't. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And, of course, this vidcast is going to be up on our site, featured starting on Monday for a full week. So we'll have you there besides being live tonight. So appreciate you guys hanging with us. We have another vidcast coming up on Wednesday, and I looked at my calendar, and I didn't write it down.
Awesome.
But I know we have a vidcast. It's gonna be live. I feel like I fit in with you guys now. So please join us for that. We'll let you know. We'll put that on Twitter and also our Facebook page, either sometime tonight or tomorrow. But the next one is at Wednesday, 7:30. A band to be announced. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to tease it. You know, I'm trying to do this on purpose. But anyway, again, thanks, guys. We are the place to be if you're looking for what's going on in the Philadelphia music area. It's yourlocalnote.com. We really appreciate you joining us. All right, so we're wrapping things up with the song "Yellow Knife" off the album "Blessed Geography." And if you want, if you're looking for a band that is not predictable, it is the Disgruntled Sherpa Project. So check them out. And
Thanks for having us.
That's the best description of us yet.
I mean that in a really good way.
Oh, we took it as really good.
Okay. All right. Wrapping it up. Yellow Knife right here on yourlocalnote.com.
Take the morphine from the shelf. Yeah. You don't care for no one else. No. And put your kids through school. They'll learn the golden rule. And maybe he'll come from his shell. You know I had suspicions, and I still take my prescriptions. This nightmare never ends. You'll find me with my friends, and this defies all description. You know, I tried the best I can, but I still go back to the juice. And they don't need prayers in heaven, and in hell they're of no use. But I'll be seeing you real soon.